Welcome to Hawkeye Downs Speedway for the Miller 100, presented by Van Meter. Glad to have you with us on Track TV. That is the first car for qualifying for the ASA Midwest Tour on this big half mile in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Riley Stenjum, the Utica, Wisconsin driver, Scream, Norwegian House contractor, Chevy. The 77 of Riley Stenjum, our first driver out to qualify in a great field of cars. A great Saturday evening here as we are part of the Centennial. Oh, hang on to it, Riley. Part of the Centennial celebration here at Hawkeye Downs Speedway, celebrating year 100 at this historic facility. Brent Edmonds, the next driver to come out and qualify. Brent Edmonds, Broadhead, Wisconsin, Schultz's Interstate Ag, L&S Truck Services, Regez Supply, Chevrolet number 87. We saw it on the first car, Riley Stenjum, a little loose there in turn number 4. And Brent Edmonds, no different as he was coming to the green flag. Edmonds has scored 3 feature wins in weekly competition at Madison International Speedway so far this year. It's a different half mile. The high banked half mile at Madison International Speedway, this relatively flat, wide, sweeping, cornered half mile here at Hawkeye Downs Speedway. Brent Edmonds. He was 4th here at Hawkeye Downs when the ASA Tour ran in 2023. Checkered is out for Brent Edmonds. Going to check in with my tag team partner here today, Matt Vadi. Matt, what do you got?
Hey, Steen. We've been talking a lot about this season, the new ST2 tires, and the track records that we've been breaking. We just did it at Norway, our last event out, and this week here at Hawkeye, it's been the talk of practice, because last year, some of the fastest cars that we expected to be a part of this race shredded the right front tire. Well, Hoosier went to work over the offseason and put this compound back together. This is a totally new compound they reintroduced in the 2025 season. It's a little bit more durable. Guys say they can beat up on it a little longer. And what we're expecting tonight is more of these track record type times. It was an 18.6 that they practiced at. It's a little bit slower than the track record, but they were on old tires. 18.2 is the track record here tonight. We'll see if any of these guys can get there.
Thank you, Matt. Last year's fast time for this event was John Beal at an 18.6, so we'll see where we get with that. The ST Star 1 on the left side and the ST Star 2 on the right side tires of these super late model machines. Clay Kurtz on the track, Moni, Illinois driver, Chicago Blackhawks, Aurelio's Pizza, number 88, has logged his qualifying lap, and he will be second of the 3 that have gone. You see Brent Edmonds is pacing the field here early on, 18.657. That's quicker than we went last year. John Beal set the quick time last year in this event at an 18.689. So as Harley Jankowski rolls trackside in the number 95, the Habelman Brothers Company, Kurt Schopp, Modern Disposal Systems 95, Harley Jankowski, Sparta, Wisconsin, the hometown. So Edmonds quicker than our fast time last year, which was set by John Beal. So my partner Matt Vadi, I think, brings up an excellent point. We're going to see where these Hoosier tires are going to stack up in qualifying, and we're going to see, more importantly, we're going to see where they stack up over the course of 100 laps when we get to the Miller 100, presented by Van Meter. Harley Jankowski's first lap in 19.087, money lap right here, and he will move up in speed but stay 4th quick at an 18.949. Matt Vadi, this has been, first of all, I love coming to Hawkeye Downs, but this is probably the most pleasant temperature-wise that we've ever had coming to Hawkeye Downs.
Some of the drivers were talking about that too. Even, we're a month earlier in the season than we typically have been coming here, and you kind of expect July to be a little bit warmer. But they were like, "God, this is nice. There's a breeze.
Nice.
We're not sweating and dying out here tonight." So drivers are enjoying a nice, relaxed atmospheric, and boy, this crowd is just a buzz. This 100-year celebration. There's a lot of folks in the stands already tonight. This is going to be fun.
A lot to celebrate. Hey, here's the guy who had fast time when we were here 1 year ago. John Beal in the Gildan First Business Bank Forward Development Group number 5B. Beal, he'll go third quick on lap number 1 at an 18:7:48. He absolutely laid a burner down here last year. And he's right near he's only a 10th off of where he was last year.
Well, and everybody kind of knew that, John's got good strength on the quarter miles in the flat central Wisconsin tracks, but kind of showed everybody that he can get it done on the half mile here last year, too. Really impressed and was close to getting that first ASA Midwest Tour win. And we've seen that at Wausau and Jefferson where he's been close, but maybe didn't expect it out of him at a half mile like here. And he backs up his qualifying effort from a year ago with an 18:6:94 to go second quick so far here this afternoon.
He's your current championship point leader in the ASA Midwest Tour. Comes in 32 markers ahead of Gabe Summers and the rest of the field. From Edgerton, Wisconsin, this is Casey Johnson, the 34-year-old. Hogan Farms, Encompass Construction, Dixon Drywall, Wise Guys Auto, Carbless number 5. Casey back behind the wheel of his familiar machine. We saw him last week, 2 weeks ago, at Norway, but he was guest driving a car. This is the familiar number 5, and Casey Johnson takes it to the top of the board.
Well, that's not
on
something
lap
that we
1.
are unexpected of seeing out of Casey Johnson. Top of the board, 5:70, lap number 1. We'll just see how fast he can go. Always been pretty good at places like La Crosse, very similar to this racetrack. And he'll go a little bit quicker on lap number 2 with a 5:41. Casey has missed the trip out west here the last couple years, but he's been here with Barrett Polhemus a couple years ago. They ran a top 5 as a crew chief for that 79 machine.
We have 3 5s in the field tonight. This is the third of three. He's a rookie driver, 15 years of age in the T-Sport Ford Performance. Napa of Cheyenne, Wyoming. Don's Auto entry. This is Penn Sauter. Penn Sauter from DeForest, Wisconsin. Johnny and Courtney's boy.
Well, and for how much longer can you call him Johnny's boy? Because he's growing in front of our very eyes, Dean, and he's had a couple of really big weeks up here in the Midwest. Had a solid top 10 finish earlier this week at the Slinger Nationals. Ran up front most of the night there. He's going to go third quick here with an 18:6:61 on lap number 1, and kind of a Sauter MO. Kind of like the Trickle MO. They show up late. Yeah. He unloaded, went right to the top of the board in practice 1 when they got out there. So good qualifying effort for Penn, and he'll go P2 with an 18:6:29.
Well, he still needs dear old dad because Penn's only 15. Yeah. He needs Johnny to drive him to the racetrack.
That's it. He still needs Dad to get the car here, but that's coming soon too. So
this is another rookie competitor here in the 25 season for the ASA Midwest Tour from West Bend, Wisconsin. Mitch Haver in the Progress Manufacturing, Reed Racing, Forte Bank. Bonafide Security Solutions, number 7. I have been impressed by this youngster, the improvement that he has shown. He's been here to Hawkeye Downs in a Big 8 car, but many of the tracks that we've been going to, he has not been to or has had very limited experience on it. 3 races into the season, Mitch has completed every lap.
And that was a goal of theirs when they started the season, was to get a high percentage of laps completed. They were aiming for a 95% plus so far. They are on target to reach that goal. And as you alluded to, jumping from that limited late or pro late model style car to the super late has been a little bit of a learning curve for the Haver group, but they are getting quicker each time out. Another solid effort here, 18:810. 7th of the 8 cars that have taken time. Top 16 will automatically advance to the 100 lapper. We will have odd and even qualifying, or heat races, I should say, odd and even heat races. We will have a qualifying race to set the remainder of the field. All the drivers will start. This is the number 10 machine. He's flying the Iowa Hawkeye colors.
for good reason. This is Mark Ironside from Swisher, Iowa.
Well, he's been carrying those Hawkeye colors for a long time. He's a former two-time
since he was
NCAA champion for the Hawkeyes, a four-time Big Ten champion, 134 pounds of wrestlers. Yeah, and he's actually the main broadcaster for the Hawkeyes. You can catch him on the Hawkeye TV network when they're home for home dual meets.
I talked to him just before we came into the booth, introduced myself, and I said, "How did you get bit by the racing bug?" He said, "Well, my mom and dad, I grew up about 2 miles from here, and my dad was too cheap to turn the air conditioning on, so we always had the windows open in summer, and you could hear the race cars, and it was like a mosquito or a moth to a light he was attracted to." He said, "I got to find out what that noise is all about," and he's been hooked ever since.
Couldn't contain it. We know what that's like. Mark Ironside, great first effort with us this season. He did make a Midwest Tour start here in this event last year. This is actually the first time that Mark's even been on track for the 2025 season. Had a little bit of help from Toby Noodleman and the gang last year. They said, that doesn't sound right, and they helped him diagnose an engine problem they had in that 10 car in this event last year. And from this point forward, a year ago, that 10 group, they've been wholesale changes and trying to get that thing back. They just finally got it back last couple weeks, and this is their first event of the 2025 season.
And very limited super late model experience.
Yeah.
A lot of Legends car experience, a lot of late model experience, but the super lates he's lacking on. So he knows it's an uphill battle here, but he's bitten by the bug. He's very passionate about it. And if you know anything about athletes, they're very competitive. And if you win 4 NCAA championships, you're determined and your stick-to-itiveness is off the chart.
Yeah, and he's just excited to be able to compete in front of the hometown fans, and what a big event it is for Hawkeye Downs and the 100-year celebration and all the events that they've got going on to celebrate the centennial this season. This one kind of coming back to being the Miller 100. Going back to when they first were on dirt in the 1970s when this event was the Falstaff 100, and now it's kind of progressed into the Miller 100. Of course, you probably were down here when it was NASCAR ARCO REMAX Challenge Series days, and getting a chance to see some of those.
Dudley Fleck and his family have been huge supporters, even back then, of the Miller 100. This is the 40th running of the Miller 100. And glad to be a part of it here as Hawkeye Downs celebrates its 100th year.
Next driver up on the speedway is the driver out of Clear Lake, Iowa. Locals will be very familiar with this young man. He's a former track champion at Hawkeye Downs, the Coltman Farms Racing, Cornelia Fireworks, MPM Marketing 14 of Cody King. Cody King, also one of our rookie competitors, full-time in the 2025 season. Comes into tonight, currently 6th in the season standings. They were really excited about getting back here. He's been running weekly on Fridays this season here. So they have more seat time on a Friday night than they have the last couple seasons since he won his track championship. And they were really excited to get back here this weekend, Dean.
Yeah, Cody King and the group, they are fully committed here at Hawkeye Downs. You see Van Meter on the quarter panel of the number 14. Of course, Van Meter is the presenting sponsor. It's a local company just down the road. And leading up to this Miller 100, Cody was flying the Miller 100 logo on the quarter panel. So, yeah, he is so excited to have the Midwest Tour back at his home stomping grounds. And it looks like he is going to slot in sixth quick for Cody King. Again, if you're joining us on our live look-in, we appreciate that. Facebook and YouTube live look-in. Glad to have you with us. We're going to give you a taste, a flavor of what you're going to see here on Track TV tonight. This is our two-time and reigning champion of the ASA Midwest Tour and two-time and reigning winner of the Miller 100 is Gabe Summers.
And the last 2 seasons, this has been the event that has put Gabe in the driver's seat for the championship race. He's not out of it. He's got a little ground to make up on Casey Johnson. And this event now being 2 events earlier in the season could prove to be a tipping point in where we go for the 2025 season.
And he goes to the top of the board, 18.425, 18.425. Yeah, last year when Gabe came here in August, the middle of August, picked up the win. That was his first win on the season.
Yeah. And he's 0 for so far. Maybe get that egg off the record book here tonight and put a little bit of more of a gloves on between the 5 and the 15 as we head down the stretch. busy part of the season right here. You know, we got to Norway a couple weeks ago, and we were kind of teasing the folks at home that it's going to get a little crazy the next 5 or 6 events, and now it's just 2 weeks, week, 2 weeks, a week. We're back to back to back to back. These guys are going to have to be on their game, and we're going to really get a good idea in the next 6 to 8 weeks as to where this ASA Midwest Tour season is headed. Next car on the Speedway comes to us from Hanover, Minnesota. Titan Consulting, DeRocher's Realty, Jan Matter CPA, Refinisher Supply number 19, and Michael Hager. Another one of those drivers that's been here in the Big 8 late models, but not so much in the super late models. Michael spends most of his time up at Elko or at the La Crosse Fairground Speedway.
If you're watching on our live look-in on Facebook, you may have noticed that there is an online poll. We would like you to chime in. The question is, will Gabe Summers, the driver who sits atop the scoring pylon here, will he make it 3 Hawkeye Downs wins in a row? Pretty easy, yes or no. Will Gabe Summers go back to back to back here at Hawkeye? Chime in, let us know what you think.
And this might help weigh in on your decision-making on it, but they are in the same car and engine that they brought to the racetrack last year.
But I'm going to play devil's advocate. The guy on the track right now was the fastest in each of the 2 sessions this afternoon in practice from Merrill, Wisconsin. This is Levon Vandergeest. Vandergeest in the 23.
A year ago, Vandergeest had quick time on 4 separate occasions for the Midwest Tour. He is second quick on lap number 1 with a 4:51.
Ooh.
Let's see.
Oh, boy.
If Vandergeest can get underneath Summers.
That's the best I've seen a car look coming off of turn number 4, for what that's worth.
Second lap for Vandergeest.
That and 75 cents will get you a cup of coffee.
Did not pick it up, it looks like. 4:51.
Vandergeest will go second quick. Summers still paces the field, 18.396, a 396 for Gabe Summers. Our tour track record qualifying was set in 2021 by Ty Majeski at an 18.216. So a little more than 1/10 of a second off of the track record. Up next, driver from Parker, Colorado, making his ASA Midwest Tour debut. This is Cody Dempster. Cody Dempster, the Liberty Puzzles, DriverTees.com, number 24. Isn't that long from Colorado?
No. We had a driver from Colorado here last year, too.
Once you get past the Mississippi River, it's just everything's
It's all
real
downhill,
close.
right?
Yeah.
Good to have Cody with us here tonight.
Cody's a former track champion at Colorado National Speedway and a former Colorado State champion for the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series. Looks like he's going to be 12th quick, 18.908, a 908 for Cody.
Just a couple of qualifiers yet to go. The next car up on the Speedway did not finish the Norway 100 the way that they were hoping to.
No.
And they've got a whole new front end back on this 30 machine. Joe Valento on the Speedway for you. Joe out of the Scandia, Minnesota. The Friends of Jacqueline Foundation, Nitro Lubricants, Crustbuster, Raceface Digital number 30 machine.
Yeah, Joe Valento got turned around in that off of turn number 2 at Norway. Was sitting in the middle of the back straightaway. It seemed like for about 5 seconds, and somebody came by and just cleared the front end off of that 30 machine. So they got it done last night.
That's kind of what you expect, though. It's been a busy week for his car owner, so I wouldn't expect that they had a whole lot of time to work on the
Car
thing.
owner had a little bit of help.
Yeah, a little bit.
Joe Valento, 12th after lap number 1. He will slot up to 11th at an 18.787, 18.787.
Just to update you folks at home, that poll is updated now. So Dean asked, will Gabe Summers make it 3 Hawkeye Downs wins in a row? And we'll jump on there right now and give us a yes or a no on if you think that Gabe can get it done. Here's a guy that might have something to say about it. A couple years ago, he was pretty close to getting his first Midwest Tour victory here. And he showed us at Oktoberfest that he really likes these flat 5/8 half-mile style sweeping tracks. This is the 36 machine of Ty Fredrickson out of Webster, Minnesota. The Herman's Landscape Supply Nortec Equipment MFR number 36.
Want to say hi to Ashley Mullig from Pulaski, cheering for Justin Mondyke. Thanks for checking in. Fredrickson, fourth quick on lap number 1. We also want to give a shout-out to Evan Gilbert, watching from Marshfield Motor Speedway. Keith Vercauteren in Milwaukee. How are you, my friend? He wants to see Levon Vandergeest break through with that first Tour win. Kurt Keene announcing from the booth at Marshfield and watching us, apparently. Julie Heinrichs cheering for Casey Johnson. Julie's down in Rockton, Illinois. Fredrickson will stay fourth quick. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for checking in. Chime in. Let us know what you think. Will Gabe Summers make it 3 in a row here at Hawkeye? Right now, the masses say no.
But he's on top of the leaderboard.
He is on top of the leaderboard.
He's got one more bullet to dodge here in qualifying. This will be the 44 machine of Justin Mondyke, driver out of Gleason, Wisconsin, and his River Cities Engineering, Kimmins Roofing, Wenzel's Farm, A&A Lock, Nicolay National Bank number 44 machine.
And they've got a big group from River Cities Engineering here tonight. Big contingent up in a VIP suite, cheering on Justin. Good to see the support. The River Cities Engineering is just down the road, about 20 minutes or so. So they came over to cheer for their guy, Justin Mondyke. And Mondyke looks like he's 10th after lap number 1 at an 18.740. And he will improve up to 8th on lap number 2. Joe Scholze is up next, the Chosen Valley Farm 58. West Salem, Wisconsin driver. Again,
so the 44 of Mondyke is one of those drivers that we were talking about at the beginning of the show when we talked about the tires, Dean. Stenjum and Mondyke, especially in the last 2 years, have talked about how this place, more than any other place that we go to, is so demanding on the right front. And really now we've got 3 months of notes on this new ST2 tire and kind of what to expect out of it. Tonight will really be the big test of how far we can push it. How hard can we go?
We have another poll up there. We're going to let you chime in. Who will score their first Tour win here tonight? Will it be John Beal? Will it be Levon Vandergeest? Will it be Riley Stenjum? Unfortunately, it will not be Bryce Miller. We'll talk about that a little bit here in just a few minutes. As Joe Scholze sideways off of corner number 4, his lap, and it'll be 15th quick. But, yeah, it's a tough break. Bryce Miller will not be in action tonight. But chime in. Let us know. Who do you think is going to score their first Midwest Tour win here tonight? We've got a lot of potential candidates. Go to the poll. Chime in. Paul A. Knobloch, sitting on a pontoon boat in Minocqua, watching. That sounds like a good deal right there.
That's not a bad spot to be watching the race from.
They're cheering for Levon Vandergeest. Matt Urban watching from the trailer at the Plymouth Dirt Track. I think, Matt, you should be racing.
Matt, I'm going to need a Sheboygan stomp out of you tonight.
From YouTube, BTR Network watching from Sussex, cheering for Casey Johnson. From YouTube, not Steve Cook, watching from Eugene, Oregon.
He says we should change the tap-out rule to the OP rule, being that it's the Midwest Tour. You know what? I kind of like that, actually. OP.
We're getting a little sidetracked here, and qualifying is over with. We didn't even notice. Gabe Summers is your fast qualifier, the driver who has won the last 2 Miller 100s here at Hawkeye Downs Speedway. Congratulations, Gabe. 18.396. He is your fast qualifier. 4 races now on the season that we've completed qualifying. 4 different fast timers. So, Gabe Summers, your 2-time series champion and 2-time winner here at Hawkeye Downs, is your fast qualifier. Again, on the live look-in, Facebook and YouTube, chime in. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us let your voice and opinion be heard there on our polls on Facebook. We're going to turn the live look-in off here in just a bit. You'll want to go to tracktv.com, log in, sign up, get yourself situated. This is also what you can watch on Track TV. There's a lot of great events coming up, man.
A lot of great events. CRA Jags All-Star Tour, part of the package you get with Track TV. The Big 8 Late Model Series, you get to see them right in our own backyard. They're going to be coming back here to Hawkeye Downs here just another week away from us, part of their Friday night show. And then you get to hang out with us again on Friday night, July 25th, when the ASA Midwest Tour goes back to Madison Speedway for the second time this season.
I hope they want to hang out with us.
I hope so, too.
Yeah. Yeah, Madison's the only place on the tour, the ASA Midwest Tour, that we visit twice. That's a Howie Letto Classic, under the lights.
Yeah, we were 200 laps in the afternoon sun to start the season, 100 laps under the lights a couple weeks from now on Friday night, July 25th. The Camp Owasso 100, part of the weekly racing at Owasso Speedway, kind of get you tuned up for end-of-year specials over there. ASA Stars National Tour will be back in action on Saturday night, July 26th for the Redbud 400. Some of our Midwest competitors will be heading down there.
Big 8 Series goes to Madison International Speedway on Friday, August 1st. Again, you can catch all of this on Track TV. ASA Southern Super Series at Mobile on August 2nd. And then the granddaddy, perhaps the granddaddy of them all, for the Upper Midwest and the ASA Midwest Tour, the Gandrud Auto Group 250 at Wisconsin International Raceway. First Tuesday in August, Midwest Tour. Catch it here on Track TV. All right, we are going to take a short pause. Stick with it. We have more qualifying to come for the Legends and the HD Dogs, but stick with us for just a minute. We'll be right back.
Wednesday, July 16th at Owasso Speedway. It's a showdown with no mercy as NASCAR champion Kevin Harvick races rising star Keelan Harvick and 24 other drivers in the Master of the Pros 200. Get your tickets now. General admission, $15. Pit passes, $35. The gates open at 1. Autograph sessions at 6. And the race begins at 7. This Wednesday, it's Harvick versus Harvick, and only one will be first to the checkered flag. Find out more at OwassoSpeedway.com or like us on Facebook.
5-Star Bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market. Aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials. Tested tough for optimum performance. The highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-Star.
They said I wouldn't make it without a college degree.
They said only a man could be a roofing executive.
They said a former addict always relapses.
They said my amputation would keep me out of roofing.
They said never give an ex-convict a second chance.
They said I could never be a leader.
They said I couldn't support my family as a single mom.
At Rackley, we say they're wrong.
Want to change the world? Change it. One roof at a time.
They said I would.
Back at Hawkeye Downs Speedway, qualifying is underway for the Legends cars, the Legends portion of our show tonight. Hey, Greg Magnuson from Indianapolis, Indiana. I did not forget about you. He's cheering for Penn. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for watching on the live look-in. We're going to turn the live look-in off. We gave you a little taste, a little flavor, a little seasoning of what's to come tonight here at Hawkeye Downs Speedway. So we're going to log off of the live look-in. That'll give you time to log on to tracktv.com. Tracktv.com. Catch every lap here of the Miller 100 for the ASA Midwest Tour. As Legends qualifying continues, the subscribers that are tuning in, we're going to turn things over to Track PA for Legends qualifying.
It was a second place at Benton a few weeks ago. First time over the line, a 17.293. 1.7293. Drivers using this first lap to try and kind of get the car wound up, see what they can do on their other times by. Irving, the Hard Home Group, Hooked Up Graphic and Design, Total Financial Solutions, Legends Direct, Cruise Cafe, ESP3, Daisy's Garage, 3C Plumbing, Pregame Brew and Chew, number 111C. Third quickest now at a 16.222, 1.6222. Irving over the line is third time by, quicker, but stays third quick. Got a 15.893, 1.5893. Next up onto the racing surface, the current Midwest Legends Asphalt Series points leader. Working down the back straightaway here, the driver out of Slinger, Wisconsin. That's the 5C machine of Lincoln Kane. Kane in the 5C. Kane's first time by puts him 5th quick, a 16.915. For the Falls Auto Parts, Easy Dealers, Ruby Isle Auto, Village Service, Wabam, Bonafide Security Solutions, Tattoo Therapy by T, Revival Roofing, VMS Motorsports, and Weir's Machine. Number 5C has that thing wound up. He'll go second quick at a 15.264, 15264 for the drilling driver, Lincoln Kane. Kane, one win with the ML8